Well, howdy, I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we are having, again, a second cup of coffee conversation with Aron Maib, who is the supervisor at Cooper Lake State Park. Several things we want to get to, but just to mention briefly that coming up this Saturday at 9 at South Sulphur and at 1 at Doctors Creek, you're having guided hikes of the park.
2 guided hikes this Saturday, kind of celebrate fall. Be the first fall guided hikes that we're having this year. The first one's going to be at South Sulphur. That'll be at 9 o'clock at the Buggy Whip Trailhead at the Equestrian Trail. The second one, that one's going to be at Doctors Creek at about 1 p.m. on Saturday, and that one's going to be at the Cedar Creek Trailhead. So there's a split trailhead. There's actually 3 loop trails, north, south, and west.
Yeah.
So they'll meet right there at 1.
Okay, so a guided hike, I would think you see some things that you might not otherwise see, or at least you learn some things that you might not otherwise learn.
Absolutely. So Alicia, she's going to be the one guiding these hikes. She's our park interpreter. Does a fantastic job, as you know. So this one's really going to be focused on fall, so looking at foliage and things like that. And maybe we'll start to see some color by then, but not a lot.
Well, that's something I want to come back to and talk with you more about before we're done. You told me that you had some major improvements made here recently, and that you had some shade shelters installed in your playground areas.
We've got one up right now, and that was a recent improvement, so that was just earlier this month. So the shade shelter, we put it up over the playground that's in Heron Harbor Day Use area there on the South Sulphur side. So the next one's going to be going up at Doctors Creek in their day use area, also over their playground there. So these came about last year, 2023. They're actually part of a centennial donation. So that was 2023, marked the 100-year anniversary of Texas State Parks. Yeah. So obviously want to thank all of the donors that helped with that. Really couldn't have done it without them. Any
idea how much that cost? And if not, that's okay.
I believe it was near 30,000.
Oh, good. And these were specific donations to Cooper Lake State Park?
Yes, sir, they were.
From park patrons?
Yes, sir.
Fine. And of course, we still have some sunny days and still some hot days in the fall, unfortunately, but certainly next summer, kids then will have shade and they can play and not have that sun beating down on them.
Should make it a lot more enjoyable.
You bet. That's fantastic. And you said there'll be one going in Doctors Creek.
That should be coming soon, I would say, within the next couple of weeks.
Okay. All right. Great. You mentioned a moment ago colors changing in the park. That's hard to predict, but typically not before, say, the end of October, 1st of November. That's the best guess as to the peak time.
Best guess. That's typically when I say is early to mid November, but it varies every year, and it seems like there's always a lot of different factors in with that.
You know what you ought to do when you start to see it happening? You ought to. I'm giving you advice here. Get some pictures. This is for my benefit. Get some pictures, put it up on Facebook so we can, immediately know that now's the time to come out and visit.
That's a fantastic suggestion.
Don't you think? That would be great. But and I've been to Cooper Lake State Park many times, but oaks are the most dominant tree there. What are the most dominant trees there in the park, would you say?
Definitely the oaks. There's some of the oaks, some of the larger oaks that have been there for well over 200 years.
Oh, yeah.
Just massive and impressive trees. That's for sure my favorite.
Right.
They're just a unique tree.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and they are beautiful when those colors start to change. So we talked last time about Christmas in the Park, which is December 13th and 14th. That's Friday and Saturday night, right?
Yes,
people come out to the park. They rent the shelters and then decorate the shelters, but people drive through and see all the decorations and bring donations of food and so on. But you said that you're almost full up as far as the reservations for the shelters.
Almost full, and the RV sites as well.
RV sites.
Last I heard was just recent. I think we had 2 sites left available. But you never know. If anybody's interested, you can always call. Information we've got that posted on both units' Facebook pages. More than welcome to call and see what's available if anyone's interested.
Well, and somebody might cancel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but the big thing is, and you all have several thousand people drive through. I mean, there's more people that participate by driving through by far than those who actually camp, I would think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know last year was incredibly popular. Both nights received tremendous attendance. So it's good to have that kind of support and that much interest in an event.
And you raise a lot of donations of food for needy people as well.
For a great cause.
With that. Well, we're almost out of time. Lake level with this drought that we're having somewhat down?
We're low, noticeably low. At best guess, I would say in that 5 to 6 foot range.
Is that a lot?
That's quite a bit. I mean, you're talking about a lake that's almost 20,000 surface acres. So that's a lot of water. I mean, there's still plenty in it, but
right, noticeable though.
Noticeable. Droughts had an effect on us.
Okay, good.
Sure.
All right. Well, not good, but thanks for that information. Aaron, thanks for having a cup of coffee with us again.
Thanks for having me back, sir.
Aron Maib is the supervisor at Cooper Lake State Park. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and this is KSST.